Hello everybody and welcome back to Command Point. My name's Ryan. Today I'm here with Shane, and Shane, we've got some pretty big news today.
Yeah, we do. We have an FAQ.
I encourage you guys to go over and check out everything over at Warhammer Community and read these articles for yourselves, but we're just going to hit the highlights here and give you our thoughts. So we're going to start off with the Kill Team Compendium Designer's commentary.
Starting with Comrades and Craft World, this applies to both of them. When you use the Fleet strategic ploy, how does the operative perform a dash action with a normal move or fallback action? So basically, it's just clarifying that you can do it immediately after or immediately before, I guess. I'm not sure what the confusion was there. There was one with Craft World 2 right underneath talking about the heavy weapon platform. So basically, this is just a long thing that says that heavy weapon platforms cannot overwatch.
Next bullet point we have is troop. How does the second bullet point in the prismatic blur strategic ploy interact with the brutal special rule? Then it says if the operative is forced to parry as a result of the 4-up, the brutal special rule will have no effect. The operative can parry with normal hits in that instance. It's clarifying that they can stand up to brutal better than other kill teams out there.
Yeah. It's interesting because they have the same type of thing that Comrades have with Agile Gladiators, but they're only specifying troop. I'm assuming this refers to both, but maybe they just forgot to clarify for both, because both Prismatic Blur and Agile Gladiators have the thing where after an opponent puts a hit through on a 4-up, it becomes a parry. Pretty good. I actually, this is helpful to me because I had assumed that Brutal made it so that you couldn't parry one of them, and it was just like a waste.
Yeah, so next we have Tau Hunter Cadre. When using the stand and fire tactical ploy, if I select a weapon that has more than one profile, can I select a profile to use even though it isn't a shooting attack? And it says yes.
Stand and fire is the one where you can, when you're fighting, you can use a ranged weapon for 1 CP. So basically this just clarifies that you can like overcharge like an ion rifle if that's what you're using for it. And then how does the camouflage field ability interact with the indirect special rule? And camouflage takes precedence. That's pretty huge. So
That is
the stealth suits, yeah, they just can never be shot, I guess. Well, I mean, if they're concealed, they can never be shot, even with like a grenade or something.
So moving on here to the Compendium Errata. The big thing here, just right at the top right-hand corner of the screen, is the changes to Talents of the Emperor, the Custodian Guard, and the Custodian Guard Leaders APL has been dropped from 4 to 3. I'm in support of this change. And then they also changed up their, like, one of their key ploys, which was Brotherhood of Demigods. So now it's changed to read, use this tactical ploy at the end of the firefight phase. Select one friendly Adeptus Custodes operative to perform one free fight or Overwatch action, and this does not count as an activation.
I think these are good changes. I like the APL3 change specifically because I think one of the worst things about APL4 was Custodes are already so good against other elite teams just by virtue of being stronger and tougher and better and having better ploys. But APL4 basically meant that like if you're playing against like a 5 model Marine team, like you need to dedicate 3 Marines to take precedence over a point over one Custodian Guard.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous to me. So now it's like 2 Marines will take precedence over a point. I mean, the 4th APL wasn't doing that much anyway. And dropping the APL to 3 is also kind of a stealth nerf to the shoot twice, fight twice ploy that everybody's been talking about. So I think this solves a lot of problems. I still think they're the best team with these changes, but it's definitely not as oppressive. One thing I wanted to touch on over on the left, page 29 under Space Marine, smoke grenade. It now clarifies that you're only obscured in the smoke grenade if your whole model is in the area of smoke. So before, if you were even like partially in the smoke, I think, then you'd be considered obscured. But now you actually need to be wholly within the smoke. And Death Guard, the Plague Champion, shocker, guys. Sorry, Death Guard players. It is movement characteristic 2. One thing I want to touch on is the Thousand Suns, page 86. Malicious volleys. They had to clarify that Doom Bolt doesn't count as like a bolt weapon just because it has the word bolt in the name. I thought that was obvious, but
Yeah.
I guess rules is written, like they technically, yeah.
Yeah,
before this
rules
change.
is written. It's got bolt in the name. It is a shooting attack. Tempester, the Tempester Scion can now issue orders.
Oh, they gave the Haywire Grenade limited for Comrades. When I was playing against some Drakari players, they were not sure if it was actually meant to be limited, and we weren't really sure how to play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just like all the other grenades. You can only use it once. Sisters of Battle, guys, they only get one icon bear. This was a really obvious one, but yeah. And recon drones and DSA tactical support turrets, they do not have 4 defense dice, they have 3. Quick look at the Vet Guard and the Commando Erratas. These are really short. In an instance when more than one order could be issued during a turn, it has to be different orders. You can't like issue the same order twice. They did the same clarification for the in-depth ploy. They changed the ballistic skill on a few things, clarified some stuff with the demo veteran, and the medic veteran can no longer use their thing on themselves. And then there's the commando, which also is like a few entries here.
Yes, a buff for the commandos. Let's go. Yeah. So the Commando Breacher Boy, it says here for his Breacher Ram, change the brutal rule from a critical rule to a special rule. And then it says for the Breacher Boy's Bold Charge ability, each time this operative fights in combat, if it made a charge move during that activation, its Breacher Ram gains the stun critical hit rule for that combat. So this means that the Breacher Ram is a brutal weapon 100% of the time, and now on the charge it gets stun, whereas it used to be it would get brutal on the charge and not have stun. Yeah. So very cool.
I thought that whole entry was weird the first time I read it. I was like, why does it clarify that if it's already in the weapon? But now this makes sense. Commando Knob is now is the leader keyword, which
I mean everyone knew it did. Everyone knew it did. Cool, so that basically wraps it up for the FAQ errata update. Let us know what you guys think of all of these rules changes that we've seen in these documents, and go check them out and read them for yourself. Thank you all for watching, especially our Patreon supporters over on Patreon. If you're interested in supporting us further, go and check us out there, and continue the conversation, the Kill Team conversation, over on our Discord. Link to that in the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.